With me now from the Your TV studios here, Cathyann White from the YMCA Niagara. Cathyann, thanks for joining us today.
Thank you, Mike.
Of course, all YMCA facilities are currently closed. Can you take us through that decision and how it has affected your membership?
Sure. Well, of course, Mike, our top priority always is the health and safety of our members, families, volunteers, and staff. So following the March 12th announcement by the Chief Medical Officer of Public Health Ontario and the subsequent announcements about the closure of Ontario schools, we had to make a series of rapid decisions. The majority of our licensed childcare operates in schools, so obviously when schools close, YMCAs are affected, and we had to make decisions very quickly about that. A number of our March break camps also were slated to take place in schools, and so on the 13th, we had to issue notice of those closures and began in camp refunding parents who had purchased a week of March break. Our health and fitness facilities, which are located across the region, we were working with our municipal partners through a process of evaluating these announcements, trying to find the best ways to align with the recommendations to stop the spread of COVID-19. And so we worked with Port Colborne first, where the City of Port Colborne decided to close the valet center early on Friday, and then subsequently with our other municipal partners in St. Catharines, Niagara Falls, Welland, and Grimsby to close those facilities sort of end of day Saturday. And they are in downtime mode right now. We have a skeleton staff that are continuing to perform safety checks and maintain systems, but those facilities are in a bit of a downtime mode.
There must have been a lot of work to do to get those refunds to the daycare families, also to stop the payments from members.
Yes, well, unfortunately, we have a payment cycle which typically occurs mid-month and the end of the month, so the payments we were unable to stop on March 15th. We have stopped payments at this time. We're not taking payments while we're closed. And once we were open, for those who did end up having a payment taken on the 15th, we will adjust subsequent payments to reflect the credit for the period of the closure. So
I understand that some people have decided to donate those payments back to the YMCA during this downtime.
That's right, and I have to say the response from the community has been incredible, overwhelming, positive. People have been very generous, declaring that they are grateful for the decisions, support the decisions, and in fact said, just forget about my credit. I'd like to donate that back to the Y, because they recognize the YMCA is a charitable organization dealing with vulnerable people, and they want the Y to be around when this is all over, and they also have expressed an interest in helping people most in need, and that's really been the most overwhelming response we could have expected.
You are still offering some services to some of those vulnerable people, I should say, through your employment and immigrant services. How are you doing that?
That's correct. We are still operating in a modified service model while we're closed to walk-in traffic. We are working with clients virtually through email, phone, and text in our employment and immigrant services.
Have you provided those members who rely on the YMCA to keep healthy and fit and active, have you given them some strategies for continuing to do that during this downtime?
Yeah, well, we've been pretty active on social media, and people may have seen we're posting in-home workouts twice a day. I have to say we were, our staff, our health and fitness staff, decided when this was announced to get together and film a series of videos that could be used by folks stuck at home and or wanting to exercise outside, and so that took place over about 24 hours. We have several weeks of material and videos, and we're also part of a network of YMCAs that are providing some Y-Thrive videos. So you can expect an in-home workout from us twice a day, along with some additional posts related to working with your children at home and managing both education and health and well-being with children through our preschool and licensed child care providers.
And it's a very challenging time for parents to keep those kids busy. And for an certain amount of time as well.
Absolutely. I hope that people are staying well and taking the time now to spend quality time with family members, and I guess just pause and reflect on the things that we have to be grateful for. We're gratified to see how well the communities are responding to these recommendations to self-isolate and encourage social distancing. And it's very difficult for an organization like the Y that is all about bringing people together in community. We're finding creative ways as best we can to continue to convene community in virtual ways.
Well, thank you very much for joining us today, Cathyann White from the YMCA Niagara. It's been a pleasure having you on.
Thanks, Mike. Stay well.
You too. You are watching the COVID-19 Niagara update on The Source, your TV. We'll be back in a moment.